Currently, the big logs are hereby all over the compound, plus the branches that have been detached. The napier grass was not spared because the trees fell on the napier grass, and that is why you can see it is quite, actually the napier grass is, some has now, we were forced to cut some to pave way for the falling of the trees, and some were affected by. Then we have some grevillea trees we had just planted, and the young eucalyptus tree which we had planted. In this particular area, we like using eucalyptus for building, particularly houses, cow sheds, and other commercial purposes. We don't have an industry nearby which can give us good equipment for doing the lumbering, so we normally use the power saw if we want to make timber. If we look at this particular log, it's a bit reddish. The timber is not as white, and that simply means the timber was very mature. When you know the color of the timber can tell you the age of the timber. So if it's not as mature, it can't be that color. Then of course the dust, as the lorries pass, the dust has been such a menace, and with the development of tress, which is mainly making this road to be bituminous. The caliphate was put to help with accessibility of the compound. We put this drainage with the help of Lumia's sugar, which tried Lumia's sugar company that assisted with this putting of the caliphate that takes the water all the way, the runoff, all the way to a permanent stream, and that was quite helpful to the farmers. Different sizes. We shall get the offcuts, we shall get 4x2, and we shall also get 3x2, 6x2, amongst others. Very neat, has been made to look the way it is looking because of the development which is going on, which is the road construction. Of course, this is something so short-lived, and soon the leaves will be out of the compound. We have one gentleman, Mr. Muindi, is working on separating the logs that will be used to make charcoal, the fuel wood, and some will be used for constructing poultry house and other domestic uses. Omuindi, habari? Tuambie ni kazi gani unafanya sasa hivi?
Mimi kazi nafanya sasa hivi kutengeneza makuni ya kuchoma makaa, kapito, kwa usafi.
Na hii kazi ulianza lini?
Hii kazi tulianza jana.
Na unatumia nguvu gani?
Hii kazi sasa tunatumia nguvu, tunatumia ujuzi. Sasa kwa hivyo ujuzi wangu ndio unafanya naendelea na hii kazi.
Na watakulipa?
Yes.
Okay. Na ukitoka hapa utaenda kufanya tena kwingine au utabaki tu bila kazi?
Nikitoka hapa naenda kufanya mahali pengine kazi kidogo, alafu kisha nitapata kama sina kazi.
Najua watu wengi watakuwa na hii hali ya kukata miti. Niko na hakika utapata kazi nyingine. So, my viewers, we also had some mango trees in the compound. Those ones were quite far from the road, and they will not be affected by the development that's going on. The mango trees normally give us a fruit called mango, and they're quite good and nutritious. As we were growing up, we kept on climbing the trees and plucking the fruit. Most of the time, the fruits here are not so many, so we use them just for domestic purposes. because the population in the home is reducing, by day, since people are working in different towns, some of the fruits, if we shall get a bumper harvest, they'll be used for commercial purposes to sell to the nearby schools. But that is something we wait to see. It has never happened. So this is still
and for that matter, my client has requested us to make some timbers for her, and that's what is going on right now.
And what sizes are you making?
We are making 3x2s, 4x2s, and 6x2s that are supposed to be used for construction.
And what fuel do you normally put in that power saw machine?
We normally use super petrol. We also have the 2T that we mix in the petrol, and we also have the lubricating oil that we normally pour here to lubricate this chain. So got some or 3 types of fuel for that matter.
And at the end of the day,
yes,
will you have made a profit?
Yeah, I'm expecting by the end of the day at least to make something that will enable me to maybe make the ends meet.
Okay.
Yes.
What else can you tell the viewers on this type of work? In terms of youth, what can you tell them about this work?
Yeah, I will encourage the youth to indulge in this kind of work because currently we don't have the white collar jobs, and as you can see, this kind of jobs will keep the youth busy and maybe earn a living at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
You're
So
welcome.
our viewers, you can see the trees that were spared. There are not very many, most of them are young, and it will take quite a while for us to get a mature dog, probably half a century from now. So those are some of the paraphernalia for the person who is doing power sawing. We have petrol, we have the used oil from petrol vehicles or machinery. We have the rope for putting down the trees. We have, of course, the power saws, and some of these jerrycans have carried petrol, but it's not pure, it has already been mixed. As you can see, we have the different oils that have been put. For example, this is one of the oils that is being used, mixed in the petrol, so the petrol cannot explode. It is not pure, it is different. So this particular area, farmers are sugarcane farmers, and most of the time the cane is carried by tractor when it has been cut. So with the putting of the bituminous rod, it will make transportation much faster. Grazing unit, you can see the offcuts. Then we got this is a branch of the tree to make this particular zero grazing unit. These poles came from the tree, the eucalyptus trees, and they were quite handy for roofing. So the entire unit was made using this particular timber. The trees gave us the timber, and we managed to put up this unit where the animals normally utilize. Right now, we have a lot of grass outside. There is rain, and because of that, we have separated a certain area where the animals normally go to graze. So the animals do graze in the open field. When they finish grazing in one particular area, they move to a particular area again to graze. So that is how the zero grazing unit looks like. It is not having any animal. The animals are normally moved when there's plenty of grazing, grass for grazing outside. And this grass normally comes at the time when there's plenty of rain. This particular time we have rain. As we go into late February, the rain will have reduced. So these are the animals I'm talking about. You can see some are grazing, some have crops. When they go to another part, which is near some crops, they get tethered on some stalks, and those stalks came from these trees. So these are the animals I'm talking about. The calves are also already full, and one is even resting. It has already had its share. The sitting room has been disorganized. We have removed all the seats. This is where the store for the timber has been made. We have improvised this for a store. All the leather sofa seats have been kept elsewhere. And actually the use of this particular room, it's a total metamorphosis. It has really changed. If we talk of paradigm shifts, then this is for sure a paradigm shift. We shall be entering this house from the behind and utilizing only the dining hall. This will be permanently for timber. We treasure timber. It is not easy to get this type of maturity from a tree. So you can see what it means when we are talking about development and we are dealing with somebody who likes timber. I like trees. I plant them every rainy season. I'm here to ensure that the timber that is being harvested is ferried and kept well before we transport to different sites of construction. It is very fortunate that 3 family members were undertaking constructions and they were not yet at the roofing stage where most timber is needed. So this timber is going to be used for roofing in their houses. It will also be used to make frames for the wardrobes and frames for the doors plus the kitchen cabinets. And eucalyptus is quite good at that. So it is not a total loss. Only the harvesting, the cutting of the trees came abruptly because we did not know the road was going to be constructed that soon. We would have prepared ourselves for better utilization of the timber that is coming up from the trees. Selling to individuals bit by bit is time consuming, so we do not intend to sell it using that particular method. 1, because we do not have the labor, and 2, we do not have the storage facility in one point for that type of exercise. My nephew will be putting up a poultry house and he'll also be utilizing some of the timber. So you can see it's a blessing in disguise, because as we were thinking of reaching the roofing stage for various buildings that are coming up, we are forced to hasten the process of construction so that we reach that stage faster than anticipated, because we don't have the place to keep the timber. We are going to get about 28,000 feet of 4x2 and 3x2 combined, and those feet need proper storage, they need security. We have to put on them wood preservative, so it is quite some task, but we are up to the task. We shall do what we can. Now, how else has this timber been helping? It has been a shade for the border people that have been coming and taking a shade in those trees. It has also, the timber has also been being used, we've been cutting the branches to get our fuel wood. So most of the fuel wood used in this home has come from those trees. We do not use gas, neither do we use electricity for cooking. We use firewood. Rarely do we have those facilities in the rural homes, particularly this particular home. We have also been benefiting from the timber. It has been the birds nest on those trees, and the environment is just so beautiful, the aesthetic part of it. So the trees have been giving us that type of beauty. Then when the branches have been whispering as they move with the wind, it has been very, very melodious as sound. The music from the leaves was just too good. The trees have also been of help in terms of us ensuring that when we are having any small house like a zero grazing units, the poles, the branches, and the twigs are used to ensure the poultry house is finished. We have also been using the trees for the purposes of, trees have also medicinal value. When one has a common cold, we do take the leaves, put in hot water, and steam ourselves. When you steam, then the stuffy nose loosens, so you get to breathe better. If you had chest congestion and you steam the eucalyptus leaves, again the congestion goes. This is something which is a practice in this area. People use the leaves for steaming. The efficacy is practical. That is what we use in this area for steaming, and the common cold goes. The researchers, particularly the medical researchers, will have their issue on that. I'm not a medical practitioner, but I'm talking from the social practice point of view. So it is not anything documented that if you use eucalyptus trees leaves for steaming, the common cold goes. That is as at this point where we stay here. That's what people use. So we listen as my viewers. It is best just on that. Not that now it should be documented. Anne said this. And I recall in 2020, we had COVID-19 rampant in different parts of the world. We were not excluded in this particular area, and people climbed the eucalyptus to pick the leaves to use for steaming. Because the trees are so many, you never bother about the number of leaves that are removed. So sometimes you put the leaves in the jug and go on hot water and you steam. Sometimes you put them in the pot and then you uncover the pot and steam. So it was common. And as you know, that is one disease that was affecting one's breathing. So we understand it from that connotation of this particular area. So that is what I can say about the importance of the trees, besides of course contributing to the moderation of the weather. It is a good shade and many other uses. The animals, when we want something to tether the animals, we just cut a branch and we tether the animal on those trees. The poultry, our poultry free ranges. So when they feel like a shade, they go and rest under the mango trees or the eucalyptus trees. And that is how we utilize trees in this particular area, some of which are going down to pave way for development. Thank you.